Hi Cancerians, welcome to your weekly check-in for the 22nd to the 28th of October. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then please send me an email. I've also set up an Etsy shop, which is the easiest way to book a personal reading, and the information is in the description box below the video. As usual, you're welcome to like, share, comment on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. The books you can see here in front of you are from the Oracle decks I'm going to be using in today's reading. And yes, as you can see, this actually says the Akashic Tarot, so it is a tarot deck. It's an alternative tarot deck, but for me it's always felt more like an Oracle deck, so I'm going to be using that for messages at the end of the reading. The Whispers of Love book here, I felt very drawn to using this one before I was due to start recording this week. At first I wasn't sure why, but then I don't know if it's because it's winter and that's the time when we're at home more. It's well, depending on what country you live in. I live in England, obviously, so it's cold. It's more, you spend more time having duvet days if you have the time to do that. And it made me think about self-love and self-care. And for me, and probably for a lot of people as well, self-love isn't just about declaring or announcing that you love yourself, and self-care isn't just about treating yourself occasionally, is it? It's about consistently honoring, nurturing and nourishing your overall well-being, so mentally, emotionally, physically and spiritually as well. And that does take practice, and it is a practice in itself as well, isn't it? Sometimes we do need to remind ourselves of those things. But anyway, we'll get on with your reading, and we're going to start off with a Whispers of Love card to see what your main theme is for the week, or focal point. So what does Cancer need to know as their main theme or focal point for the 22nd to the 28th of October, please? So for Cancerians, that was very fast and it was very dramatic as well. Okay, we have love who you are. You are divine, delightful and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. So we shall put that one there, well, here. And that is very much, that's an element of self-care, isn't it? Loving who you are, enjoying yourself, appreciating yourself, adoring yourself even. That might sound a little bit dramatic, but if you don't adore yourself, who else will? So that's an interesting one. Let's now get your tarot card. So let's get your theme or focal point from the tarot cards as well. So Cancerian's main theme or focal point again for the weekly check-in, please. I can see that Queen of Wands is still kind of trying to peek out. No, I thought something flew then. Okay. Right, another huge card of self-care. Well, it's about rest, isn't it? Sometimes it can be, for me, it's deep contemplation, can be meditation. The person in this pose often looks like they're praying. But the Four of Swords is a card of rest, recovery, healing, isn't it? So are you taking care of yourself? Are you paying special attention to taking care of yourself and self-love at the minute? So your energy specifically within this, or are you needing to do that? Is that why this message is coming up? Right, we've got the Two of Swords here as your energy specifically. Any external or surrounding energies for Cancerians? Yes, I will take both. So we have the High Priestess sideways, as you can see. I'm going to put her upright because she's sideways, and I don't know which way that was. I think it was sideways, wasn't it? I'm going to take it upright. I'm not sure which way I actually took that now, but yeah. So you could, I mean, with these cards here, you've got two cards of sort of questioning your intuition. So this could be, could potentially be more along the lines of deep contemplation or needing the rest, needing time, respite, I'm hearing, to yourself to contemplate something. And any guidance for you as well. Okay, Cancer, your cards have been quite dramatic. So this is, whoa, Six of Swords. That's a card of peace, isn't it? Finding peace. Are you seeking peace? Okay. Let's get clarifying. So let's start off with that Four of Swords. Do you need time to yourself, Cancer? Is something that I'm thinking with all of these cards, because it's like very solitary, isn't it? And then going towards peace. High Priestess is where you need to you need space to think for yourself, or you're kind of not cutting everyone off, but kind of blocking everyone out to think for yourself. And the same with that Two of Swords is where you block people out to think sometimes. The Seven of Pentacles, yes, it is a card of reaping what you sow, harvest, but it's also asking, is something worth it as well, isn't it? So, okay, let's get clarifiers for you. Let's start with that Four of Swords. So Four of Swords for Cancer. Why is this here, please? Anything for Cancer. So that was definitely closer to being in reverse, wasn't it? Seven of Pentacles in reverse this time. Anything else for Cancerians? We have the Three of Swords. And funnily enough, Cancer, when I was doing like the pre-shuffles of like, I separate the decks and everything into piles and give them a really good shuffle, this one drew my attention when it was there, and I was almost thinking it was going to come out as your main focal point, to be honest. But let's continue. You may not think something's worth it anymore, and that's why the Seven of Pentacles could be in reverse. Because upright is where you put the effort in, isn't it? Maybe you're tired. Those are definitely reversed, aren't they? So you have the, whoa, Ace of Wands. And the Death card in reverse. Do you need a break, is what I'm getting from this. Do you need a break? Let's get one more after that Death card. Yeah, because they're all in reverse, but then you've got the Three of Swords there, which is, that would be the need for healing, wouldn't it, with that? One more after the Death card, please. Oh, do I want to take all of those? I'm going to try that again, because that's just a little bit much for me, for my liking. I mean, the Ace of Wands in reverse, for me, it's, you might have lost your spark, potentially. Right, you've got the Sun at the end there. It's almost like, do you need a break for things to become clear? To get your light back? You know, like when you're in situations or you go through phases where your light's been dimmed, if that makes sense. Like maybe you've overextended yourself, you've been doing too much, you've given too much attention to one thing, and it kind of burn out. That's a way of dimming your light, isn't it? Is it like you burnt out or something, and then you're needing to take a break so that you can get your light back? Let's sub-clarify. Let's do the Seven of Pentacles first of all. Why is that in reverse? What is that? What's not worth it? Which way was, oh God, I don't know which way that was now. King of Wands and the Fool. Let's get another one for that. Anything else? That's definitely in reverse, isn't it? Right, God, there's a lot of reversals in this. So it's almost here as if you started something, but maybe you ran out of steam, because the Eight of Wands for me upright would be it's communication, but it's movement as for me as well. So it's almost like you initiated something with the Fool there. That's like taking a leap of faith. The King of Wands would be like an initiator of something. But then it's, as I say, it's like a block where it's almost like you've run out of steam and it's like it's not worth it anymore, or I don't have the energy for it anymore. That Eight of Wands in reverse could be like a lack of energy, even though you initiated something or you were ready to do something. Let's look at that Three of Swords. Has anybody gotten injured doing something, like they were very active and trying to get something done and somehow got injured or ill? Is coming to mind as well. Why is that Three of Swords there, please? Right, Ten of Pentacles. Anything else? Page of Pentacles. I wasn't going to take them, but to be honest, yeah, we'll take them. So you've got Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the Devil. That's a really, really unpleasant energy, isn't it? So Ten of Pentacles. Obviously, it's a card of financial stability, but it's like a family card as well, isn't it? Like the stability or structure of a family. Has something happened there? Are you burnt out because of taking care of your family? Has there been a separation or some disruption within the family? There is the potential of like a breakdown within the family and then having to start from scratch, or being left, like say if you've had to leave a family situation, or you've been kicked out, frankly, of a family situation, having to start again and having very little. That kind of, this one here would kind of be where you've been kicked out. And then you've got the Nine of Swords there, which is stress, anxiety. You've got the Devil, which is often about being held back, but it can be about fears and worries as well, and just generally negative energy all around. You know, this is making me think of, in a weird way, it's like, you know, if somebody got married and then at the very beginning of the marriage it broke down straight away. Like, I know this is a horrible example to give, but it's I'm not saying this is exactly what's going on, but you know, like if you got married and then you found out that your partner had been having an affair on your honeymoon or something. That's the vibe I'm getting from this, because as I say, you've got cards of initiation, like starting something and then just stop, like the energy's gone, there's no more effort being put in. And then, as I say, because we've got that Ten of Pentacles there as well, that's like, can often be a family situation. It could be related to work. That would be if it was a work situation where you started a job and like the first day something happened, like you decided you hated it and it wasn't worth it and you walked out, or you got injured on the first day and then now you need to rest or something, or you got sacked on the first day. It's giving that kind of energy, to be honest, which is not pleasant, but that's those are the kind of things that I'm getting. Like something, as I say, something's initiated, ends quite painfully by the looks of it, and now there needs to be some rest, some peace, some recovery. Okay, I'm going to move these. Is there anything else I need to look at here? Again, we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse, which is like, it's a non-starter, isn't it? It's kind of a non-starter with the cards here. If it was on its own, I would say, oh, that's where you have the spark for something and you want to start it, but you haven't done it yet. But with these cards, it's almost like, again, that energy of starting something, initiating something, and then it's done just as quickly. I'm just going to put that on top of there because I want to have a look at, that Death card in reverse. Let's see why that Death card is in reverse. I know I'm spending quite a bit of time on this, but the energy is quite fascinating here. I mean, if you are someone who started a job on the first day, or you got married and straight away it's just gone to shit straight away, that would definitely explain, love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things. It's like you're honoring yourself, aren't you, by taking yourself out of a situation without without messing about. Or that's that's something that needs to happen, because the Death card is here but it's not upright. So with it not being upright, it's like that almost suggests that something hasn't quite, it needs to end but it hasn't ended yet. Let's see why the Death card is there. Okay, nearly went for the candle, didn't it then? The Star. What is this? We have the Seven of Cups. Oh God, Six of Swords again. That's self-love. Six of Swords and Ace of Cups together is like blatant self-love. and honoring yourself. So again, same energy, like a situation probably needs to end, or it is on the verge of it, but it's something, it feels like something very new, where it's just started. And it's I'm hearing the Carpenters. Is it the what's the song? Is the song called We've Only Just Begun? I don't know if that's the actual title of the song, but I'm hearing that song, that the Carpenters, We've Only Just Begun. And I don't even know what the rest of the lyrics are to the song, but it feels like that, we've only just begun and now it's over, kind of thing. But it's like allowing something to be finished. It will bring you victory. It will allow you to heal. You can then assess what it is you want to do moving forward. You can create a new vision and move forward, but it's honoring yourself. Again, if your light's been dimmed, it's getting that spark back, relighting your fire, however you want to put it. So I will leave that there because I've spent a very long time on that, but it was really, yeah, it was very odd energy. So it's a time for rest now, by the looks of it. You may be making that decision. I mean, if it's something brand new, it wouldn't surprise me if you're in an energy of, well, I'm still deciding, like it hasn't literally ended yet, but I am deciding. So I'm just putting these cards back in the deck, the clarifying cards. As I've said before, I like to put them back in separate places in the deck rather than just bunching them back on top of each other, so they come out differently than they have before. Another example I'm getting in my head is, if you'd just started a business, like it could even be something freelance, and then you initiate it, you start it, and then like within a week or something you scrap it and say, yep, this isn't working for me for whatever reason. Yeah, that's something that's coming to mind as well. Right, so we're going to do your energy specifically now, which is the Two of Swords. So this is you. How are you dealing with things? And as I say, it looks like you could be deciding. You may not have gotten to the point where something is over yet, but to get your sense of peace and rest and recovery and healing, then you need to make a decision. So why is that Two of Swords there? Why is the Two of Swords there for Cancer, please? Yeah, reverse. Okay. Knight of, wow, God. Another card of action that is in reverse. So it's the energy of not, yeah, it's like where you may have started and just, yeah, stopped now. And there's nothing wrong with leaving something or stopping something early on if it really is a huge, big red flag and it feels completely wrong. Because I think one thing that we can tend to do in life sometimes is we spend way too much time in situations where at the very beginning, and I'm not going to give the example again because I've given it so many times and I always end up giving the long version of the story. But sometimes your gut instinct from the very beginning is it's a big, fat, massive no. But we're like, oh no, but I've got to give it a chance and blah, blah, blah. And it's like several months or years later, you're still there feeling that same gut feeling that said no in the beginning, and it's still a big, massive no. But let's see what else comes out for that Two of Swords. So that for me looks like a sense of clarity, maybe being clear, feeling clear about this is not the direction that you need to go in. This is not the action that you need to continue with or to take. Anything else? It could even be as simple as, if you commit to doing something for someone, like say, okay, simple example, if you were going to be a bridesmaid for someone and then you realize that it's going to be an absolute nightmare. Maybe you've already got enough on your plate, or maybe the bride has gone nuts and it's just like, no, this ain't going to happen. And you just like, within a couple of weeks of agreeing to it, it's like, you know what, no, not doing it. So we've got the Eight of Swords there. Okay, the Hierophant and the Four of Cups. I'm going to sub-clarify the Hierophant. But I get the impression that it's something that whatever it is you're wanting to get out of, or that probably needs to end here, it's clear it's becoming clear to you that it's something that is going to make you feel trapped and stuck, frankly, with the Eight of Swords and the Four of Cups. And it may be to do with someone else's rules. Okay, let's clarify that Hierophant. I just had another thought, but I'll say it in a minute. Why is the Hierophant there, please? I mean, the Two of Swords is a card of being, can be a card of being stuck as well, can't it? Do I take that? Yes. Okay. Oh, the Devil. Yeah, that's somebody else's rules. The Devil and one message I've gotten, not in any of the messages I've done on oh God, it's funny, that was coming up in my head actually. So what I was going to say when the Hierophant came out, another example I was going to give is, say if you'd been introduced to a religion as a new person to that religion, and it doesn't matter which one, anyone, but you'd been introduced to that as a new, I don't know what you call the terms, but it's new for you, and maybe you'd been baptized into it, or whatever it calls when you, depending on the religion, how you sort of become initiated into it. And it could even be a spiritual group, actually. It doesn't have to be an organized set religion, but it's like you've gone in there, and then after like a very short amount of time, it's like, shit, this isn't for me. That's the vibe that came up when I saw that Hierophant. And then the Devil came out, and as I was going to say, in a reading that I've done in the past, unrelated to the stuff I've done online, it came up, the Devil and the Hierophant came up as a cult leader. Yeah, it literally came up as a cult leader, and it felt horrific as well. It felt really bad. So yeah, there's something here about being, whatever this is, you want to put an end to it because it would make you feel trapped, and it's because of other people's rules or someone else's rules. So there could be someone out there who's been initiated into something spiritual, whether it's a set religion or a spiritual group, and it's like, yep, I don't think this is going to work for me. Anything else with that Hierophant? Although I think the Devil kind of covers it, but... Page of Pentacles. Okay, so if it was, whatever it is, it's something that you, I mean, that's where you start, where you plant a seed. Page of Pentacles. It was something you were willing to give to. You were willing to learn within it. You may have even felt called towards it. I mean, especially if it was something religious, you literally may have felt a calling to it, but then it's like, nah, yeah, no, that kind of thing. Okay, I'm going to leave that there because I think we've gotten enough from that. So it's like you are probably in a phase at the minute, either you're feeling stuck about this, that it's not right for you and it's making you feel trapped, or it's that you're deciding that you want to leave it. It's the two truths, isn't it? That you've started it, you may not be out of it yet, but you are deciding that you want to leave it. I'm going to be nosy and just quickly look at that Four of Cups. I can't help it. I'm just very, very, very nosy. Why is the Four of Cups there? I mean, that tells me that you don't want to put the effort into it, or it may feel like it's too much work. It'll take too much out of you potentially. Anything else? Well, yeah, it's just saying that you don't want to put any effort into it really, and you just want to move away from it. So we'll leave that there. So we're going to look at the external energies, the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles, and that feels like the surrounding energy of, well, first thing I'm getting is needing to think for yourself. If there is a religious aspect here, or there's something to do with other people's rules that are impacting you, it's a need to literally think for yourself here. Don't let anybody else's rules or opinions or whatever influence you into staying with something if you don't want to, if you feel you don't want to. So clarify the High Priestess and the Seven of Pentacles, please. Oh, I don't know, but no, I'm going to try that again. That didn't feel right. It felt like they all just kind of flopped. Like maybe one of the cards was correct, but the others were just stuck to it and came out. So Seven of Pentacles, I think this deck is becoming sticky. Sometimes what we do, or what I do, is I use corn flour, and it hasn't damaged them. I've done that many times, and I've had this deck for several years, and occasionally I've sprinkled a little tiny bit of corn flour on them and rubbed it, and it loosens the cards up again. And then you can wipe them down afterwards as well with a cloth to separate the cards if they get really sticky, which this particular deck does get very sticky. So It still feels sticky, but do we want to take that? I'm going to try that again. 7 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, please. Yeah. So we have the King of Swords, and who thinks more for themselves than the King of Swords? He definitely knows what he knows, and he trusts what he knows. Nobody can tell him what to do. Definitely a free thinker, thinks for himself. Anything else? Okay, yep, because it fell so dramatically, I will take it. So what we have here is the 4 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, and 5 of Pentacles. So that would be that stuck energy, but you do need to think for yourself to free yourself. I'm going to sub-clarify that 2 of Pentacles. There may be a connection involved here with a particular person, like, for example, going back to the example of something spiritual, if you joined a spiritual group and felt that it wasn't right for you, there was probably somebody connected to it that you felt, oh, okay, it could have, if it was that kind of situation, it could have been, you know, where if you meet someone and you feel a really strong connection with them, they introduce you to something and you're kind of doing it for them, to feel connected to them rather than doing it for yourself. It's giving that kind of vibe. But let's sub-clarify that 2 of Cups. Or you agree to something because of your connection with someone else rather than because you genuinely want to do it. So it's a bit of people pleasing there. These cards are so sticky. I may have to, after this reading, because I've got 3 more to record, I might have to cornflower them, otherwise they're going to just stick together. And I did say in your reading it feels like you're stuck, so I guess that makes sense. But 2 of Cups, please. All right, so we've got the Star, the Tower, Six of Cups. Anything else? I will take the ones that are upright in my hands, because as I say, this deck is just mega sticky today. So we've got 9 of Cups and the Page of Wands. So yeah, I'm getting that same energy that you may have agreed to something. There's the potential that you may have agreed to something more because of a connection with somebody else, whether it's romantic or a best friend or a family member or whatever. They may have introduced you to something, or you felt that agreeing to something or becoming involved with something with a particular person would strengthen the connection. And there may have even been fear fear that the connection, the bond, the relationship, whatever it is, may fall apart if you let go, if you move on, if you don't follow through. So you've also got the 6 of Cups. So this could be a long-standing connection, a long-standing bond. So like a childhood friend, or if it was if there was a romantic aspect, it's somebody you've known, could be someone you've known for a long time, if that's involved here as well. But as I say, you may feel like removing yourself from a certain situation could tear it apart. And I'm not sure if this means that you felt that agreeing to something would bring you satisfaction, and you were open to it, or if it means that because you sort of realize that this isn't for you, whatever it is isn't for you, you're now ready to sort of let it fall apart and then go off and discover your own satisfaction, explore for yourself, explore something new for yourself. So you may feel that either you're going to be left out in the cold or someone else is going to be left out in the cold if you pull out of the situation, if you pull out of whatever this is, to be honest. Okay. But the surrounding energy overall, 7 of Pentacles and High Priestess, is one that you have to think for yourself. You can't allow somebody else's influence to cause you to do something, because it will. Ultimately, you'll be the one that gets left out in the cold. Or feel left out in the cold. It doesn't have to be literal. So 6 of Swords, that's your guidance. I mean, that's kind of saying move on, move away. But what else do we get for that? Yep, the world fell on my lap. So that's going off into a new cycle, isn't it? I'm going to take Judgment, but I'm not going to take these because they literally just were stuck together and came out, to be frank. So you've got the world, you've got Judgment. Let's see what comes after Judgment. I mean, that could here be making the decision. Judgment can be about second chances, answering a calling, but it could be about reviewing what's happened and making the decision to move on. Yeah, we will take those. So 6 of Wands. The Chariot for me with these kind of cards is definitely one of moving on. And the 6 of Wands here, it feels like honouring yourself, to be honest. Self-respect and honouring yourself by moving on. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for that. Okay, so the 6 of Swords here, it's kind of representative of honouring yourself by moving on, moving away from whatever it is that feels like it's not for you, that doesn't feel right. So I'm going to get you a final oracle card. It feels like a very straightforward reading. So this is from the Akashic Tarot. Any final messages of guidance for Cancer for the weekly check-in? And I have to say, I think your title's going to have to be We've Only Just Begun. Although I don't want it to seem like a romantic title. I mean, it could be. As I said, it could be a relationship or marriage that has just started and it's ending. So I think I might call it We've Only Just Begun. I just really like the title and the song's going to keep playing in my head now. So final messages for Cancer. You have this card, 5 of Scrolls, Diversity. And it is a card, I believe, of exploration. So this is where you sort of encouraged to kind of move on and go off on your own path, possibly. But let's see what comes up. So 5 of Scrolls. And I believe Scrolls in this deck, because it is a tarot deck, as I said, is representative of swords, isn't it? I think 5 of Swords. But the meanings are just, they have their own completely different meanings. So it says, a woman, it gives an upright message if the card's upright and if it's in reverse. I'm going to read both and then you will take it as it's relevant to you. So upright, a woman stands on a veranda overlooking a beautiful valley dotted with little towns on the hills and along the river. Scrolls that she has read lie upon a nearby table. Another scroll is held loosely in her hand, while the woman surveys all that she sees. With this card, you'll find that it's time to diversify. There are many options for you to consider and you should take a look at them all. Allow yourself to try new things. Go to new places, learn new subjects, break out into different directions and meet new people too. Don't worry about scattering your energy too thin. You're in a period of expansion, so use it. Let yourself go farther afield than you planned. In the end, you will diversify in ways that introduce you to a whole new you. And reversed, it says, too many things are happening at once and you may be confused about which to do. So many alternatives lie before you that you hesitate to act on any of them. It's time to make a choice and focus on one thing. Don't be afraid that you'll get trapped in your choice. All the other interests that you hold will still be around later and you'll always have the freedom to change things in the future. Worrying about the things that you're not doing or having now only defines your life in lack. Recognizing that choosing a single focus in the present gives you total freedom to act on it fully. Your life has turned into a smorgasbord of opportunities. This is the Akashic Force message, by the way. Close your eyes and imagine an array of all the many different things that interest you. Give yourself permission to try them. How can you do that in the coming weeks? So there may be an element here of if you leave in something, it's needing to choose what you want to move towards. But whatever it is, you want it to honor you, don't you? Okay, so I'm going to leave the message there. Hopefully that was helpful to you, Cancer. Again, if you'd like to book a personal reading, please see the description box where you can either send me an email or go to the Etsy shop, which is the easiest way to book the reading. And there are also discounts, introductory discounts, because the shop is brand new. Feel free to like, share or comment on the video and also to subscribe on the channel. on the channel, to the channel. But until the next reading, please do take care.